Okay. So the name of the book is Arba'una Hadithan, 40 hadiths. And we've learnt in grammar or in Medina book 2 that after Arba'una, the noun must be singular and it must be with a fatha. So that's why hadithan has a fatha. So 40 hadiths لتعليم اللغة العربية, to teach the Arabic language, والتربية النبوية, and the prophetic nurturing. So that's what the book is about. جمعها وشرحها, it was collected by and explained by الدكتور عبد الرحيم. So that's the author, same author as the Medina series. So 40 hadith لتعليم اللغة العربية, to teach the Arabic language. I'm just reading the title, by the way, if you're confused why I'm reading. Yeah, I'm just reading the title from the cover. لتعليم اللغة العربية, to teach the Arabic language. والتربية النبوية, and the prophetic nurturing. So this is the book. So it's a fairly thick book if you look at it. So we'll cover as much as we can from the book, inshallah. And you will learn a lot from this book. Yasin just asked which PDF is it on the group. If someone can just help him.
I don't want to. I'm not in the group.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's. Okay, I've highlighted it, Yasin. Okay, so let's go to the first page. So on my one is page 10. On the PDF, guys, which page is it on your one?
5.
Okay, so page 5 in your one. So for me, it's page 10 in the book.
Are we not going through the Muqaddimah?
No, the Muqaddimah just tells us there's no point of going through the Muqaddimah. Muqaddimah is just a introduction by the author telling you why he wrote this book. There's really no point of it. It's just confusing now because no benefit in going through the Muqaddimah.
Sorry, I might be just the. Yeah, it's page 5, I think, on what I can see.
Okay, so you should start off with the hadith. It should say number 1 in brackets. And you should say عن جابر رضي الله عنه.
Is this just 1 hour, this lesson?
Yeah, it's page 7. It's page 7 in your books. Page 7. Yeah, page 7 in the PDF copy. Is everyone there? Brother Liam, Stamina, Yasin, page 7. You guys there?
Yeah, hold on.
Yes.
It says عن جابر رضي الله عنه right at the top of the page. Well, you can't really see actually. It's too blurry. Yeah, it's too blurry. You can't see it. But it's page 7 in the PDF. Okay, so let's get started. So everyone needs to be focusing in the book because I can't put anything up on the screen. So I'm going to rely on you that everyone's following. And if you have any questions, then please do ask. Okay. So we've gone through the book title, we've gone through the author. Now let's start the book. So everyone, you should try and memorize each of these hadiths. There's so much benefit in memorizing hadith. There's so much benefit in terms of your Arabic as well. So help with your Arabic, help with your general life because you're memorizing prophetic narrations. So every hadith, obviously I'm not going to test you. If you don't want to do it, then that's fine as well. But I do highly recommend that everyone spends time memorizing each hadith. The hadiths are very short and very easy. So when we were studying, we had to do about 200 hadiths, memorize about 200 hadiths per year. So by the end of 5 years, you've memorized about 1,000 hadiths. So these are very short, simple hadiths. Everyone should try and memorize them. Yeah.
Are these the whole hadiths, or are these just parts of the hadith?
To be honest, I haven't really gone through the hadiths. It seems like they are whole hadiths, or some of them they are parts of a hadith.
Would you still get the reward of that thing where if you learn 40 hadiths, you're raised amongst the ulama on the day of judgment?
Yes,
Even
inshallah.
these short ones
Yes, inshallah.
that have been excerpts from the main hadith.
Yes, inshallah. Okay, let's start. So, an Jabirin. An is a harful jar. So we've learned there are 17 huruf ul jarra that give the next word a kasra, isn't it? Yeah. So huruf, obviously particles. Huruf ul jarra, those particles that give the next word a kasra, an is one of them. Has anyone memorized the 17 huruf ul jarra?
I know them, but I couldn't really say them top of my head. If I see it, I'll know.
Okay, it's good to memorize them. Anything when we studied Nahwa, everything we committed to memory, whatever it was. So ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, mundu, mud, khala, rubba, hasha, an, ada, fi, ila, hatta. No, I made a mistake somewhere. But yeah, so I memorized that, what, 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago? Yeah, it's good to memorize it. Okay, so an is a harful jar. So here, whenever you see a hadith, and what will happen is you'll have an, and then you have the narrator of the hadith. So here it's an Jabirin. So the way you'll translate that is narrated by Jabir. So the an is giving Jabir a kasra, and you'll translate it as narrated by Jabir. So an Jabirin, and then radiyallahu anhu is the dua that we make for the sahabi. So Jabir is the sahabi. Radiya, what does radiya mean?
To be pleased.
Which tense is this verb?
Madi.
Yeah, so radiya is the past tense verb. Which bab is it on?
Samia.
Yes, sami'a. So radiya yarda, which means to be pleased. Radiya, he was pleased. Now, who's the doer of this? Allahu. Radiyallahu, Allah is pleased. Anhu, regarding him. So an generally means regarding. But in English, to make sense of it here, we'll just say with him. Yeah, so Allah is pleased with him. Or may Allah be pleased with him. So it's a dua, isn't it? Okay, so radiya, verb, Allahu, the fa'il, that's why it has a dhamma. Anhu, regarding him or with him. Okay, and the who is going back to the Jabir. Everyone following so far? By the way, if anyone's not following, if you didn't get something, please, you must ask. So if no one's asking a question, I will assume that everyone has understood everything. So that's generally how I work. Okay, qal, he said. So this is how a hadith normally works. You'll always see this in a hadith. An Jabirin radiallahu anhu qal. So now it's going to say what he said. Qala is a past tense verb to say he said. So Jabir radiallahu anhu said that. So even though there's no that written there, but I'm going to put it in my translation. That qala Rasulullah. That the Prophet, the Messenger of Allah said. So an Jabir radiallahu anhu qal, it is narrated from Jabir that he said, qala Rasulullah, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said. So this is generally how you'll find the hadith. Everyone understood that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what did the Prophet say? La ta'kulu, do not eat. From akala, which bab is it?
Akala yakulu nasara yansuru.
Yeah. So generally, when I say a bab, you should have a habit. If you didn't know from before which bab it was, you should put the bab symbol in brackets. So on la ta'kulu, you put a nun in brackets to show that's from nasara yansuru. So from akala yakulu, on the same pattern of nasara yansuru. So la ta'kulu bishimali. What's shimal, anyone?
Left hand.
Yeah. So do not eat with the left. Bishimali, with the left hand. And the B is again another harful jar, isn't it? Which gives the next word a kasra. Bishimali. Okay. So do not eat with the left hand. So la ta'kulu was a command. فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ. Why does it have a kasra, Brother Azim? Sorry, why does it have a fatha, Brother Azim?
Because because shaitan in this is the object.
Object of?
The the sentence of the
For it to be object, you need a verb. So which verb is this the object of?
eat.
So is the shaitan the one that's being eaten?
Sorry, no.
Okay, let me take Sister Amina. Amina, do you know why it's shaitana with a fatha?
Shaitan does that?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Shaitan does that?
That wouldn't explain why it has a fatha. No.
It's an action of shaitan.
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
It's an action of shaitan, like an attribute of his.
Not quite. That wouldn't explain why it has a fatha.
Okay.
Yasin?
Is it because he's the doer?
No, the doer has a dhamma. Daraba Zaydun. Zayd hit. Zaydun. Okay, go on, Kausar.
The object of inna.
Okay, it's not the object of inna. No.
Subject, sorry.
Yeah. So in grammatical terms, we call this a ismu inna. Okay, so the rule here is inna. Whenever you have inna, it requires a subject and it requires an information. The subject of inna is given a fatha. The subject of inna is given a fatha. For example, inna Allah. Inna Allah. Indeed, Allah. So the Allah has a fatha because it's the subject of inna. And what's the information? Ghafurun. So the information of inna is given a dhamma. So the reason why shaitan has a fatha because it's the subject of inna. فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ, because shaitan يَأْكُلُ بِالشِّمَالِ. Now this يَأْكُلُ بِالشِّمَالِ is all the information of inna, or the predicate of inna. So what does shaitan do? يَأْكُلُ, he eats بِالشِّمَالِ, with the left hand. Everyone got that so far? So do not, لَا تَأْكُلُوا بِالشِّمَالِ, do not eat with the right left hand. فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ, indeed shaitan eats with the left hand. So the B again is giving the next word, ashimali, the kasra.
Would fa'inna in this sentence also mean because?
Yes, so fa'inna, you'll translate that as because. Yes, correct. Okay, any questions on the hadith itself?
I think I memorized it, inshallah.
Okay, I'll test you guys at the end if anyone knows it, or next lesson as well. Okay, and then it says rawahu muslimun. Rawahu. Anyone know what that means?
Narrated.
Yeah. So rawa is a past tense verb, which means he narrated. So rawahu, the who is referring to what? Anyone apart from Kausar tell me? What is the who referring to?
Hadith.
Yes, good. So in other words, rawa al-haditha. He narrated the hadith. Yeah. So this is a pronoun. A pronoun is a replacement of a noun, of an actual noun, isn't it? So rawahu muslimun. Who narrated it? Muslim narrated it. So rawahu muslimun. Muslim narrated it. Or in other words, the way you generally translate it, right? Narrated by Muslim. You know how in hadith books you have narrated by a Muslim, narrated by Bukhari? This is how you say it in Arabic. Rawahu Muslim. Muslimun, because that's the doer of rawahu. Okay, any questions so far? Okay. Okay, now what the author is going to do now, he's going to take this hadith and explain this concept simply in Arabic. So ash-shimal, so now he's going to explain what does the word ash-shimal mean. So ash-shimalu ضد yamin. ضد yamini. So what's shimal? It is the opposite. ضد means opposite. ضد is opposite.
Is this mudaf ilayh structure as well?
Okay, yes, good. So diddu has one dhamma because a mudaf can only have one dhamma, and yamini is kasra because it's mudaf ilay. So remember what I said yesterday. Generally, if there's an of, that will be in Arabic that will be a mudaf ilay. So in English we say it is the opposite of the right. So that of will be translated as mudaf ilay. So the mudaf will be given one dhamma, and the mudaf ilay, which is mentioned after it, will be given a kasra. Diddul yamini. Everyone got that? So the left is the opposite of the right. Okay, so now it's just going to go into opposites now. So diddul janub. So the opposite of janub is ash-shamal. Which direction is janub? Anyone?
No idea.
Okay, so janub is the north. So write these down. But everyone should be annotating, or if you have a hard copy, annotating the book, or if you don't, just make notes on the sides. So when you revise, you'll know. Okay, so janub is the north. So diddul janubi, the opposite of the north is ash-shamal. So what does shamal mean then?
South.
Yes, south. So what does shimal mean? Shimal. Anyone?
Did you say Shemale?
No, shimal. Shin bil kasr.
Oh,
Oh. Oh no, sorry. I thought it was Shamal.
Okay, what does the word, and let me repeat the question. What does the word ash-shimal mean?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Anyone? No one knows?
north,
No,
north.
Sorry?
La Adri.
No one knows?
Right?
So what do you say, Yasin? I didn't hear you.
North.
No, Janub is north.
Oh,
Shimal. No one knows what shimal means?
It's probably something very.
I thought you said south.
I thought that's Shaman.
the east.
Okay. Sister Mina, any idea? Shimal?
Do with the left hand in the hadith.
Yes, mashallah. Okay, is the word from the hadith. La ta'kulu bishimali. Shimal.
Oh.
Shimal is the left. Shimal is the left. With a kasra on the sheen. With a fatha on the sheen, shamal is the south. So just this haraka on the sheen changes the meaning from the left to the south. So remember that. So that's why he's telling you this. He's telling you the opposite of north is shamal with a fatha. So if you, let's say you don't know Arabic and you're reading la ta'kulu bishamal, don't eat, the Prophet said don't eat with the south, then you're forging a lie upon the Prophet because the Prophet never said that. That's why when you read hadith, you need to know grammar. You need to be very careful of what you read, or else you're going to be attributing lies to the Prophet. And the Prophet said, "Man kadhaba alayya muta'ammidan falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar." Whoever attributes a lie to me intentionally, then he should prepare his abode in hellfire. Okay, so diddul janub. So the opposite of the north is ash-shamal bil fathi. So look, he's making it clear with a fatha. Ash-shamal bil fath. Shamal with the fatha. Wa diddul yamin, and the opposite of the right is ash-shimal bil kasri, with a kasra on the shin, basically. Everyone understood that so far?
So Bidul Yamin. Opposite of right hand is Shiman.
Thanks. Are we free to continue?
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
See, you asked me that question about inna shaytana.
Yeah.
Because it's the if you like the subject of that preposition, that makes it a custom. sorry, fatha at the top. But if you say, you know, people say wallahi when they say by Allah. They don't say wallahi, they say wallahi. What's the difference between it? Why is that not wallaha rather than wallahi?
Okay, so it's the noun inna that gives the next word a fatha. So that's why it's inna allaha. Whereas the waw over here, this is a different grammar rule. So here, this is the waw of qasam, the waw of oath. And the grammar rule attached to the waw of oath is that it gives the next word a kasra. So it's wallahi.
Okay, thank
Does that
you.
make sense? Okay. So did everyone understand the inna rule? Brother Azim and Brother Amina, did you understand the inna rule? Sister Amina?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so let me just explain it one more time. Okay, so you should be able to see my page. Okay, so the inna. So inna requires two things. Anyone remember, apart from Kausa, what the two things were that inna requires? If you remember, you can say it. If you don't remember, just say, I don't know.
I don't know.
I forgot.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, it's fine if you don't know. It's good for me to see like responses so I know that everyone's on the same page, because I don't like just teaching and teaching and teaching. Then like half an hour later, I realize that everyone's still looking for where I'm teaching from. So generally, I try and keep a lot of question and answers. So let's say if I ask you a question, just if you don't know, just say I'm not sure. Then I know exactly where all the students are. So I just don't like talking, and everyone else has no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, okay. So inna requires two things. One is the subject, and it requires a predicate, which is basically information. Okay, so inna requires a subject and it requires a predicate. The subject is given a fatha. So let's just write fatha over here. And the information is given a dhamma. Okay. So Sister Amina, so if I want to bring Allah as the subject, how would I say it? Saying the last harakah. Would it be inna Allaha, inna Allahu, or inna Allahi?
Nallaha.
Yes, because the subject is given a fatha. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, inna Allaha. Okay, now Brother Azim, I want to say Allah is the most forgiving, which is the word ghafur. So would I say ghafurun, ghafuran, or ghafurin?
Rafurun,
Okay, good. Why do you know? How do you know that?
because it's a predicate.
Good. Ghafurun. Okay, so this is basically how it works. So the subject of inna. So this here, we'll call this in Arabic ismu inna. Ism basically here refers to subject. Ismu inna. Here we'll call this the khabaru inna. Khabar basically means the predicate. Okay, so this is how it works. So let's say if we come across this type of sentence again, I'll ask you, why does Allah have a fatha here? So what you'll tell me is, it is the ismu inna. Then I'll tell you, I'll ask you, why does ghafurun have a dhamma here? What you'll tell me is, it's the khabaru inna. Okay, so let's try one more example. Am I free to move this, or is everyone copying this now?
1 second. Yeah, no.
Okay, Yasin, I want to say indeed Zaid is standing. So indeed, by the way, inna means indeed, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have said in the beginning. Okay, so I want to say, indeed, Zaid is standing. So I'm going to replace Allah. How do I say Zaid with the correct Arabs?
Zaidan.
Okay, good. Zaidan. Okay, and the word standing is qa'im. So can you tell me with the correct harakas?
قائم.
Good. And Sister Amina, why is Zaid with a fatha and why is qa'im with a dhamma?
Because Zaid is the subject and
Subject of. That's very important. Subject of.
it's sentence, suppose. Oh, sorry. The ismuinna. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want to say in English, it would be the equivalent would be it's a subject of inna.
Okay. Subject.
Yeah. Or if you want to say in Arabic, which is the preferred way, ismu inna.
Okay.
And why is qa'im with a dhamma?
Because it's the khabru inna.
Okay. Yes, good. Okay, just one more example. I'm going to move that out the way. So, Sister Amina, I'm going to give this to you, and then we're going to move on. So, I want to say, indeed, Muhammad is a conqueror. So, Muhammad would be the Arab. So, I would say, inna would be next.
Muhammad. Muhammada.
Okay. Yeah, but by default, all nouns have a double fatha, isn't it? Double. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Muhammad, Muhammadan, and conquer is Fatih. So how do I say that?
Fatihun.
Good. And so why is so Brother Aziz, why does Muhammad have a fatha and why does Fatih have a dhamma?
Muhammad has a fatha because it's ismu inna, and the Fatih has a dhamma because it's inna.
Okay, good. Okay, so I hope that's clear now. So by the way, please feel free to ask me questions like this, because the more questions you ask, the better I'm aware of how slowly I need to take things or how deeply I need to explain things. Yeah. So if you don't ask, then I'm going to think that you know everything. You guys, like, mashallah, your next level anyway. You probably don't even need to come to classes because you know so much. Yeah. So generally stop me and ask me these questions and I'll stop and I'll explain all these concepts just like I did. Make sure everyone's understood, then we'll move forward. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so that's the inna. Done. Okay. Now let's continue. Ash-shaytanu. So everyone's looking inside the book. Ash-shaytanu jam'uhu shayatinu. So shaitan jam'uhu. Yasin, what does that mean? Jam'uhu.
It's like congregation.
That's jama'a. It's from the same root word. Kausar jam'uhu.
It's plural.
Okay, good. So jam'un here means plural. Who is the pronoun referring back to shaitan? So it's plural. That's how you'll translate it. Jam'uhu, it's plural. So again, this is like a possessed and possessor structure. Its plural is shayatinu. Is the word shayatin. So shaitan is the singular. Shayatin with these extra stretches is plural. So shaitan is devil, shayatin, devils. Okay, is that clear so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now the hadith is la ta'kulu. Which surah is this, Kausar?
It's la ta'kul.
La ta'kulu, singular, dual, or plural? That's what I mean by surah.
Oh, singular. It's واحد مذكر حاضر.
The one in the hadith, لا تأكلوا.
Which bit are we on? Are you on the? What I see is like takul on the book.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying. So I'm not pointing at the book right now. I'm saying the word لا تأكلوا, is that singular?
Oh, that's sorry. That's a jama. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So in the hadith was لا تأكلوا, isn't everyone? So that's a plural. Okay,
so I
so
got confused. I thought you were talking about the one underneath ash-shaytan or jama shayateen.
okay, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so تأكلوا. Yasin, how would you accurately translate تأكلوا?
You are eating.
Okay, good. You one man is eating, you can say, or you are eating, that's fine as well. So تأكلوا. So this is a fi'l mudari', meaning a present tense verb. تأكلوا, you one man is eating. لا تأكل. So the la before it and with a sukun at the end. So تأكلوا became تأكل. So with a sukun at the end. So what translate that, Kausar?
It's a command form. Don't eat.
Yeah. So in other words, you one man don't eat. So it becomes a negative command or prohibitive command. So everyone should know how to change a present tense verb to a prohibitive command. So ta'kulu became la ta'kul, don't eat. So let's take let's do this another example. So tashrabu. Sister Amina, do you know what tashrabu means?
No, sorry.
Okay, tashrabu means you one man is drinking. You one man is drinking. What does la tashrab mean, Sister Amina?
Don't drink?
Yes, that's it. So la tashrab, you one man, don't drink. Brother Zim, tajlisu, do you know what that means? Tajlisu. Do you know what tajlisu means?
Does it mean one man sitting?
Okay, good. Yes. So present tense verb, you one man is sitting. What does la tajlis mean?
Don't sit.
Okay, good. La tajlis, don't sit. Okay, so now the book continues. Taqulu, you say, or you will say, Ya Khalidu, O Khalid, la ta'kul. O Khalid, don't eat. Ya Ikhwanu, O brothers. So now this is plural, so now the verb must also be plural as well, isn't it? La ta'kulu, O brothers, all of you don't eat. Okay, so everyone understood how to do the negative commands.
Yeah.
Everyone else?
Yes.
Leslie?
Yeah, sorry, I was just a bit lost where exactly we are. What page are we on? Page 6?
In the PDF, it started from page 7, wasn't it? I mentioned.
I've got different page numbers on mine.
The one I sent, I just checked the one I sent on the group.
It's like the hadith that was is actually on page 5 on my version, and then the what we were saying about the la.
Okay, so let me just show you with my camera. Are you using this one I sent on the group?
So I have to switch from one to.
So are you using this PDF I sent?
No, it's the one above. It's the foot. It's the.
Okay, just use this one if you can.
Okay.
And if you click on it, on page 7 is the hadith where we are.
Okay, I'll just have to give you a moment just to find it, and yeah, this one. Okay, page.
Page 7.
I know the reason I did this because the print was a lot smaller.
Oh, okay.
The other one, the way it set out the other one, I quite liked it because it's a lot bigger print. You know, it sets out the way it sets out the hadith. And
Oh, yes.
see the difference. Anyway, it's okay. Okay, I think I'm on it now. Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the actually so so we just read تقول يا خالد لا تأكل. Yeah, so like almost 3/4 of the way down. Have you seen تقول يا خالد?
Yeah. يقول يا خالد yeah لا تأكل.
Yeah. Okay, and then يا إخوان لا تأكلوا. Oh brothers, don't eat. Okay, so we know how to say a singular version of it. We know how to say a plural version of it. So Kausa, no, Yasin actually. Yasin, how do I say all of you don't sit? So we know how to say the singular. In the book it says La tajlis. How do I say all of you don't sit?
لا تجلسون.
No, look at the example. La ta'kulu. Same structure.
أو لا تجلسوا.
Yes. Brother Azim, how do I say don't drink? So the singular is La tashrab. In plural.
لا تشيسو.
So the singular is La tashrab. I just want you to make that plural.
لا تشربوا.
Yeah, so the waw is correct, although the ra has a fatha. La tashra, la tashrabu.
Sorry, لا تشربوا.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we know how to say la tashrab. You one man don't drink. La tashrabu. All you men don't drink. So now the author is going to say the feminine version. So let's say if you're speaking to a female, then how do you say it? So the female version, you just add a ya at the end. So Kausa, if I say la tashrab, how do I say that to a female?
لا تشربي.
Yeah, good. La tashrabi. All you're doing is adding a ya at the end when you're speaking to a female. So Yasin, if I was speaking to a female, I said don't sit. How do I say that?
What was the example again?
It's in your book.
لا تجلسنا. I don't know.
Okay, we mentioned that to make it a feminine, you just add a ya at the end. A ya.
So لا تجلسي.
Yes, la tajlisi. So Sister Amina, how do I say don't eat? So la takul, what would that become?
Is it la takili?
Yeah, so la takuli. Yeah, la takuli. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so on the next page in the hard copy, so I think in the PDF it just continues. So it says, Ya Maryamu, or Maryam, la ta'kuli, don't eat. So this is singular. Now the plural is just you add a noon at the end. Ya akhawatu, O sisters, akhawatu, la ta'kulna, don't eat. So ta'kulna, you add a noon at the end for plural. So Kausar, how do I say all you women don't sit?
لا تجلسنا.
So I couldn't hear you, the mic was a bit funny.
لا تجلسنا.
Okay, yeah. La tajlisna.
So your mic's making very weird sounds.
My microphone.
I don't know. Can
So
you
you
hear that?
mean you can't hear me properly, is that correct?
No, there's this very loud background noise. Just stop.
Is it normal or is it still bad?
It's when you move, it makes this weird noise.
It shouldn't, because my mic's over here. Is it still bad or is it clear?
It's clear now.
Okay, let me know if it's bad or if it's but it's sometimes unplugging and plugging it back in. But if it's okay, then let me know. Okay.
I've just noticed it's every time you move, it makes that sound.
Oh, I don't know why that would happen because my mic's over here. This is my mic I'm using. I don't know. Just let me know if it's bad and you can't understand me. I'll try unplug it. Okay, so we're doing the plurals, isn't it? So Yasin, how do I say all you women don't sit?
لا تجلسنا.
Okay, good. Brother Azim, all you women don't drink.
لا
So your mic goes quite quiet afterwards. I couldn't hear the word.
لا تشربنا.
Okay, yeah, the concept is correct. It's the ra has a fatha. La tashrabna.
Sorry, لا تشربنا. That's the second time I've done that.
Okay, so that's fine. Let's move on. So that was okay. So let's go to the next part. So taqulu. Okay, so now it's going to explain just some random stuff related to grammar and things. Is that my mic that's doing that?
No, sorry.
Okay, let me mute, brother. Okay, what about my mic now? Is it clear?
Yeah, very clear.
Oh, okay, I think it was Brother Azim's mic that was messing around with my mic, I think. Sometimes that happens. If someone else's mic is on and the connection or something's not that great, then my one. Okay, so na'kulu bil yamin. Can I translate that?
We eat with our right hand.
Yeah. So when you replace the first letter with a nun, it becomes we, isn't it? So na'kulu. So this is a present tense verb. Na'kulu bil yamin. Yasin, how do I say we drink with our right hand?
تشرب نشرب.
The ra has a fatha. Nashra.
نشرب.
Yeah. So we say we drink with the right hand.
What was right hand in from? Oh, نشرب باليمين.
Good. Nashrabu bil yamin.
Yeah.
Sister Mina, do you know how to say we sit?
يجلس.
Yeah, so you'll replace the first letter with a nun.
Okay. نجلس.
Yeah, correct. So najlisu. So that's how you say we. You replace in a present tense verb, you replace the first letter with a nun. Okay, so let's move on. Ash-shaytanu ya'kulu bishimali. Can I translate that?
Devil eats with his left hand.
Yeah. Oh, eats with the left hand, you can say.
Or with the left.
Yeah. Okay, so ash-shaytanu, the devil, ya'kulu, eats. So this is a present tense verb. Bishimali, with the left hand. Yasin, why is it shimali with a kasra?
I don't know.
Sister Amina, why is it shimali with a kasra?
Sorry, not sure.
Okay, Brother Azim. Sorry, I've muted you. You're gonna have to mute if you're speaking. Okay, okay, I'll move on. Maybe I had some phone problems. Kausar?
It's the harf, B.
Yeah, so the ba is a harful jar, isn't it? I mentioned before. So it gives the next word a kasra. So the B is a harful jar. is a particle that gives the next word a kasra.
What is that? I had a suggestion if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind doing this as well. I think, would you know the Das Sabach, the 10 elementary lessons?
Yeah.
I don't mind doing that for over 2 lessons before, just to help everyone, just to get some, because I think that will really help everyone, wouldn't it?
Mm.
I don't mind doing that again, just for my own refreshing memory. If everyone else wants to do it, just to help them, because I think looking ahead in this book, it does get really complicated.
Yeah, this is a level 2 book. It's not a beginner book.
So I don't mind, like with Sister Amina and Brother Azim and everyone else, just doing Das Sabach again. It'll be good for my own memory, refreshing memory as well.
Okay. Okay, that's a very good suggestion. I'll do. Let me think about it, and then we'll discuss it maybe on another time. I'll discuss it with the students afterwards. Yes, Azim?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Before I muted you, so you would have had to unmute. Last time you didn't unmute from your side.
Oh, okay. Sorry, because I answered your question, and then you acted as though I never said anything. So
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, yeah, your mic was muted. Your mic was muted.
Okay, do beg your pardon. Okay.
So I muted your mic because I think there's some signal interference that makes my mic thingy. So that's why I left you on mute. So then whenever you need to speak, you just have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Fine. I'll mute myself again then until I need to unmute. Okay.
Okay, so I've just unmuted you. Okay. So ash-shaytanu ya'kulu bishimali. So shaitan eats with the left hand. Aktubu bil qalami. Yasin, can you translate that?
I write with a pen.
Okay, good. Yasin, why is it qalami with a kasra?
Oh, I forgot. I don't know.
I mentioned it above. Bishimali. What gave shimal a kasra?
Is it an object?
No, we literally just mentioned it like 2 minutes ago.
Oh no, I don't know.
Sister Amina, do you remember?
Is it the is a harf jar, you said?
Okay, yes. So the B is a harful jar, which gives the next word a kasra. Aktubu. Okay, so when you put an alif, hamza in front of a present tense verb, it means I, isn't it? And if you change it to noon, it will mean we. So aktubu bil qalami. I write with the pen. Okay. Next. Brother Azim, can you read the next line and translate it?
Okay. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to switch between screens.
Okay. لا تكتب.
Do not I'm not sure what taktub means.
Okay, so that means do not write.
Do not write with do not write with the pen to
Al-ahmari is the adjective of the pen. Do you know what ahmar means? No. Yasin?
Red.
Okay, yes. So do not write with the red pen. And Brother Azim, why is it called mil ahmari? Why do they both have, why is it with a kasra?
what the kalami, because
Yeah.
it's jar. The B is
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, so the B is a harful jar. So qalami is given a kasra. And ahmari is the adjective of qalam. So that's why it has to be the same as the noun. So noun and adjective, they have to be the same. Okay.
Um,
So can you read this? Sorry, Brother Z?
can I be excused? I have to go and do that delivery. I have to pick up the food from the co-op and deliver it to the, and I've got to do it by 9:30.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's fine. No problem at all.
I'll say my sorry. Inshallah, I'll change the time, my volunteer day, and inshallah, I'll so that I can make the most out of the lessons. So jazakallah khair. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Right.
Walaikum
Okay, go on, Counselor. Can you read the next one and translate it?
which is أذهب إلى الجامعة.
Yeah.
أذهب إلى الجامعة بالدراجة. I went to the university with a bike.
Okay, your tense is wrong. You translated it wrong.
Oh, sorry, I'm going.
Yes, or you can say I go to the university with the bike. Okay, good. So أذهب, so with the hamza, it's I go. إلى الجامعة. Why is it جامعة with a kasra, Kausar?
إله is the حرف الجر given a kasra دي.
Okay, yeah. So the ila is a harful jar, which gives the next word a kasra. Bid-darajati, same thing. So the ba is a harful jar, which gives the next word a kasra. Yasin, can you read number 6 and translate it?
Yeah, ذهبنا إلى مكة بالسيارة. We are going to, is it Makkah?
Yeah, it literally says Makkah.
Yeah, by car.
Okay, so one thing that was a mistake was your dhahabna. What tense is that?
But present / future. No, past.
Yeah, so it's dhahabna on the scale of what?
فعلنا.
Yeah, fa'alna, and that's a past tense verb, isn't it? So
Yeah.
dhahabna means we did, isn't it? We did. Okay, so dhahabna, we went to Makkah bis sayyarati, with the car. Okay, so that's the.
There's a rule there. If you noticed.
Oh, I knew you would say that.
Yeah, why is Makkah?
Yeah.
Who knows why it's Makkah? Kausa, do you know?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I know.
Okay, anyone else know? Because above we mentioned that ila is a harful jar, isn't it? So that gives the next word a kasra. So it's supposed to be makkati. So why is it makkata here then? Anyone else know? No? Okay, go on, yeah. Kausar, explain it.
It's a غير منصرف.
What's a غير منصرف?
It's a word that always has to have a fatha or it can't have a kasra. So it's like usually the names of countries or non-Arabic names.
Okay, good. So غير منصرف are those words that when instead of having a kasra, or when they're supposed to have a kasra, they're given a fatha, isn't it? Good. So it's supposed to have a kasra, but it's given a fatha instead. And the غير منصرف can't accept a double, they can't accept a tanween either. So that's why it's not makkatan, it's makkata. So 2 rules. And it's more specific details about when a word is غير منصرف, we'll learn that another time. Okay, so that's that. So basically he was explaining, so far he's just explaining different forms of verbs. So far the author explained the command, prohibitive command, لا تأكل, لا تشرب, لا تجلس. Then he explained the plural, لا تأكلوا. Then he explained the feminine version, لا تأكلي. And then he explained the different forms that verbs come in. So نأكل, يأكل, أكتب, لا تكتب, أذهب, ذهبنا. So just getting you guys to do a bit of practice. To make proper use of this book, you do need to be very well versed in the verbs. So you should be able to, let's say the past tense verb, you should be able to make any past tense verb. So let's say you should be able to say, I went, dhahabtu, you went, you one man went, dhahabta, you one woman went, dhahabti, all those men went, dhahabu. So in order to fully take benefit from this book, this is the stage that you need to be at. Or let's take the present tense verb. يذهب, he is going. نذهب, we are going. أذهب, I am going. تذهبين, you, one woman, is going. So you need to be able to, I would say without thinking, be able to formulate these verbs. So jump from scale to scale in order to fully take benefit from this book. So generally, this is the level that you should be at for this book. Okay, so let's just do a few more and then we'll finish it. Okay, so فَإِنَّ تَقُولُ. So that's going to explain the concept of in فَإِنَّ. In general, when فَإِنَّ comes, you translate it as because. So now it's going to give some sentences where فَإِنَّ comes to make you understand a bit better how فَإِنَّ is used. Okay, go on, Kasa. Can you read the next word sentence and translate it?
لا تشرب هذا الشيء. Sorry, لا تشرب هذا الشاي فإنه بارد. Don't drink this tea because it's cold.
فَإِنَّهُ, it is cold. You forgot the is.
Oh, it is cold.
Yeah, good. So لا تشرب, don't drink. هذا الشاي, this tea. Yasin, why is it shaya with a fatha?
I don't know.
Sister Amina, do you know?
Sorry, not sure.
Kausar?
It's maf'ul.
Yeah, it's maf'ul. So la tashrab, don't drink. What are you commanded not to drink? What's the object? Hada shaya, this tea. So it's the maf'ul of the verb or the prohibitive verb la tashrab. So maf'ul we mentioned, the object has a fatha, isn't it? Daraba Zaydun Amran, which I told you guys to memorize. Amran was the object. Okay, so don't drink this tea. Why? فَإِنَّهُ, because it is. So see how فَإِنَّ is used as because. فَإِنَّهُ بَارِدٌ, because it is cold. So بَارِدٌ means cold.
Why do you say it has a ya again?
Say that again, Yasin.
Why did you say it has a ya?
It has a ya. You mean why does the ya have a fatha?
No.
Why does what have a ya?
The shaya.
The ya it's part of the noun. The word shai with a ya means tea.
Tea.
Yeah, so don't drink this tea because it is cold. Okay, Yasin, can you read the next one and see how much of it you can translate?
Yeah. لا تأكلوا هذا.
Read it clearly. Read it carefully. لا تأكل with a sukun.
لا تأكل هذا الطعام فإنه فاسد. Don't eat this. I don't know what that is because it is. I don't know.
Okay. Ta'am. Anyone? Anyone know what ta'am means? Kausar, you should know.
Food.
Yeah. So don't drink this food. Ta'ama. Yasin, why is ta'ama with a fatha?
What? Oh, okay.
Is it the object?
Yes. Of the object of what? What's the verb?
Of the verb تأكل.
La ta'kul. Don't eat. Yeah, good. So hada ta'ama is the object. So don't drink this food. Why? فَإِنَّهُ, because it is fasidun. Anyone know what fasid is? Fasidun?
Corrupted.
Yeah, corrupted. Or you won't say the food is corrupt. In this sense, you'll say the food is bad. Yeah, so fasid can come in the meaning of corruption, corrupt. It can come in the meaning of bad as well. Okay, so don't eat this food because it is فَإِنَّهُ, this who is a pronoun. فَإِنَّهُ fasidun, bad. Okay, Sister Amina, could you read the next line and see what you're able to translate? Line number 3. If you can't translate anything, it's fine as well. Just want to see.
أقرأ هذا الكتاب فإنه مفيد. Read this book because it's helpful.
Okay, yeah. So mufid, well done. So mufidun means beneficial. Mufidun means beneficial. So iqra is a command. Iqra هذا الكتاب, this book. So Sister Amina, why is it kitaba with a fatha?
Because it's a subject.
Not the subject, no.
I'm not sure. Sorry.
Okay, so let's look at the sentence together. So iqra is a commanding verb, isn't it? Okay, so iqra means you one man read. What are we commanded to read, Sister Amina?
Sorry.
So iqra means you one man read. What are we commanded to read?
The book.
Yeah, so the book, in other words, is the what?
Is
Is
it
the
the Quran? Is it the Quran?
no, from a grammatic sense, from a grammatical perspective. So the iqra is the verb. So
The
kitab
book
must
is the
be.
subject.
Sorry.
The book is the subject.
When there's a verb, we don't call it a subject.
Object.
Yeah, the object. Yes, well done. So the object is given which haraka?
The fatha.
Yes, good. Yeah, so that's what you should say. So it is the object, that's why it has a fatha.
Okay.
فَإِنَّهُ, because it is mufidun, beneficial.
Okay.
Okay, go on, Kausa. Let's see if we can do the next one. I'll give you the hard one.
لا تناموا الآن فإن وقت الصلاة القريب. Don't sleep now because it's the time.
Where'd you get it from?
So because the time for Salah is close.
Yes, good, mashallah. Okay, la tanamu. Kausa, do you remember the past and present of this verb?
Hold on.
We learned in Durus part 2.
Yeah, I remember just doing it the other day. Na'asan is sleepy. Tanamu. Nama yanamu.
Okay, good. Do you remember which verb it is then?
Fatha yaftahu.
No. Remember, this was an irregular, one of those irregular ones. It was actually nawima yanwam, wasn't it? So it's bab sami'a yasma'u. So nama yanamu, to sleep. La tanamu is a prohibitive command, isn't it? Plural, prohibitive command. How do you know it's plural? Because it has that waw at the end, waw of plural. So do not sleep. Al-ana is an adverb of time. Now, فَإِنَّ, because وَقْتَ الصَّلَاةِ, the time of salah. Sister Amina, why is it salati with a kasra?
Because of the harf jar before that?
There is no harf jar before that. The word before that is waqta. Waqt is just a normal noun.
I'm not sure, sorry.
Remember, I just pay attention to my translation. The time of salah. What does of indicate?
Not sure, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Yasin?
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't know.
Okay, Kasra knows the answer. Waqt, remember, of indicates possessed and possessor.
Oh yeah.
And in Arabic, the possessed, which is the waqta, is given one haraka. That's why it has only one fatha, not two. And the possessor is given a kasra. Waqta salati. Possessor.
What was the example that we learned of possessed and possessor again?
Kitabu Zaydin.
Oh yeah.
So everyone should memorize this example. So ignore that over there. Kitabu, so that's the possessed. How do you spell possessed? So wani. One S. However it is. Kitabu.
Is 4 S's.
The 4 S's.
I think so.
It doesn't matter. As long as you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's the possessed. So the possessed is given 1 haraka. The possessor is given 2 harakas. Unless it obviously has an alif lam, then 1 haraka. Sorry, it's given a kasra basically. Because obviously, if it has an alif lam in the beginning, the possessor obviously will have 1 kasra. Yeah, so this example you should memorize for possessed and possessor. Kitabu Zaydin. So the object being possessed comes first, and the possessor comes second. So Zayd's book, or in other words, the book of Zayd. So in our book, we read waqta. So in the book, you had the fatha, isn't it? Because of the inna before it. Waqta salati. So salati. So here you have 1 haraka. So whatever's possessed only has 1 haraka. So in this case, it's a fatha because of the inna before it. So I'll just write inna over here. Inna waqta. And the possessor has a kasra, salati. The reason why it has 1 kasra over here is because of this alif lam over here. So that's how possessed and possessors work. Okay, so don't sleep now because the time of salah is close. And I'm just going to do the last one. We're going to finish now. Kul hadihil fakihata. Eat this fruit. So fakiha is fruit. And reason why it's with a fatha, fakihata, because it's the maf'ul of kul. So kul means you, one man, eat. So kul hadihil fakihata, this fruit. Fa'innaha, because it. So the ha pronoun is referring back to the fakiha, because the fakiha is a feminine, isn't it? Feminine word. That's why it's fa'innaha and not fa'innahu. So fa'innaha, because it, ladhidatun, is tasty. So again, ladhidatun is a feminine word because it's describing fakiha. So the ha pronoun was feminine, and the ladhidatun is also feminine because it's all describing fakiha. Okay, so we're not going to be able to finish this. I was planning on finishing it. I think we're over time. So we're going to have to do the next part. What everyone try and do for next lesson is the next part is basically questions. See if you can answer these questions in the book. Next lesson on this, we're going to practice a lot more speaking. We're supposed to do this lesson, but we're over time now. So there's quite a few questions there. See if you can answer them by next lesson in your exercise book. If you need help, just message me and I'll be available, inshallah. And then we'll practice speaking these answers where I'll ask you guys questions and I'll see if you're able to verbally respond back to me as well. So using these questions that you're going to write in over the week as a base to help you with that. Are there any questions before we finish? Anything anyone wants to discuss?
More about the das sabah.